What's up, brothers? What's up, brothers? I hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, tonight I want to talk a little bit about manipulation. Now, the reason why I decided the topic manipulation is because, well, it started out with, politics. Every time I go on Twitter or YouTube or any of my social media accounts, all that I'm seeing right now is politics. Now, I'm no political commentator. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Never have, never will, hopefully. But something that I've realized in politics, and this relates to relationships as well, and business partnerships, and pretty much every aspect of life, people like to manipulate the vulnerable. Right? In order to manipulate somebody, they have to be in a vulnerable state. We see this in politics all the time. People will go after different groups based on race, religion, gender, sexual preferences, things like that. And they will create a state of vulnerability for that person. Make them feel like they need help. Make them feel like they are, some sort of a victim. And they will offer them help. If you vote for me, I will help you. Okay? That's kind of what politics is all about. And then when they get in the office, they have an agenda. Whether they're right or left, they're all, birds of the same, or feathers of the same bird, wings of the same bird, however it goes. But they all offer these solutions to your problems in exchange for your vote. Now, if you want to counteract a master manipulator, a covert manipulator, the best thing to do is to say no. So in politics, if somebody wants your vote and you tell them no, you'll quickly find out that they never really cared about your problems to begin with. They just wanted your vote. They were in it for their own gain. They just wanted your vote. Now, how does this relate to relationships? Well, first of all, let's take a deep dive into manipulation and what it is. Let's give a good example of manipulation. Now, let's say you have a car salesman, and he walks out to the lot, and he sees somebody out there looking at cars. So he approaches them and he says, "What brings you in today?" And the guy says, "Well, I'm just looking around." And the guy's a strong guy, and he knows car salesmen like to take advantage of people. So he tries to stand firm and stand strong. So he says, "I already have a pickup truck and it's only 3 years old. Excellent condition. It's paid off. And I also have a sedan. It's about 10 years old, a Toyota Camry. But it still runs like a top. I'm just researching for future references." Now, the salesman is a master manipulator if he's a good salesman. So what he's going to try to do is he's going to realize, he understands that this customer is not in a vulnerable state. So what he wants to do is he wants to create a vulnerable environment for this customer. So he may ask a question like, "Oh, your Toyota Camry's 10 years old. How many miles does it have on it?" The customer might say it's got 110,000 miles. So the salesman can counteract that with something like, "Well, most Toyota Camrys only last about 105,000 miles before the transmission goes out." That's not true, by the way. I'm just saying he might say something like that. Now, the reason why he's saying that is because he sees it as an opportunity to plant a seed of doubt in the customer about his current vehicle, to put himself in a vulnerable state where he thinks that he needs a new car because his old car might go out on him. Then of course the dealer will try to sit him down, run a credit check, get him deep into the process. So by the time the customer starts to realize, like, crap, maybe I didn't need a car. I didn't even come here for a new car. I was just looking around. By the time he, comes back to his senses, it's already too late. He's already in too deep. And the salesman has already completed the sale. But, that's just an example of covert manipulation. Again, if you feel like you might be being manipulated, the best tool in your wheelhouse is to say no. The most powerful weapon you have is to say no. Now, how does this relate to women? The first time I can remember in my lifetime ever being manipulated by a woman was actually my mother. And most of you guys, if you were raised with a mother in the house, you can probably relate. I can remember having a disagreement with my mother, having an argument with my mother. And I can remember she tried to guilt trip me with, the way you talk to your mother is a reflection of the way you're going to talk to your future wife. Your relationship with your mother is a reflection of the relationship you'll have with women later in life. Now, what she was doing was planting a seed, a manipulative seed to convince me that if I stand up for myself or talk back to my mother, even though it wasn't in a disrespectful manner, I was just standing up for myself. If I attempt to do that, then somehow my relationships with females for the rest of my life are going to suffer because of it. That was the covert manipulation. That was the tactic she was trying to use, just to make me vulnerable enough to where she can get her way. Now, you may have a lot of women in your life try to take advantage of you. I'm not saying all women are manipulative and try to take advantage of men. I'm just saying it happens. Now, a good example would be, let's say you have a girlfriend and she wants to go out for girls' night out. She says she wants to go out with a couple of her friends. And, one of her friends is going to drive, so she may not make it home tonight. She may end up staying at her friend's house. Now, you being the smart guy that you are, and knowing damn well that if she goes out with her friends on girls' night out, they will more than likely be meeting a lot of men while they are out. And she will most likely come across a man that is one that we around here call a sledgehammer. And he very well might be taking her home. And he very well might be a god of sex. A Hercules of baby please. All right, that was too far. Anyways, so you try to stand up for yourself and you say, no, you're not going to go out with him. And she'll try to place a guilt trip on you. Like, what, you don't trust me? Like, since when do you not trust me? Trying to make it seem like you're the bad guy. Because you're trying to prevent her from cheating on you. Just a deceptive tactic. That's an example of covert manipulation. Again, the greatest weapon in your arsenal is the word no. You tell her no, and the truth will come out. If she really cares about you and has a genuine desire for you, then she'll obey. If a woman really has a genuine desire for a man, she will be a bit submissive. Now, at times she may be rambunctious and troublesome, but by and large, she will be submissive and she'll respect you when you say no, right? But if she's a woman who is strictly just taking advantage of you in one way, shape, or form, whether it be because you're a safe bet, or she's using you for your money, or a place to stay, or whatever, there's all sorts of different things that a woman can use a man for. If she does really have genuine desire for you, she'll respect you. If she doesn't, she'll throw a fit, and you'll have a serious problem, and you'll realize at that point, and you have to understand at that point, that you have been getting taken advantage of. She is a manipulator, and the further you move forward with this relationship, the worse it's going to get, because she's going to keep you in a vulnerable state, and she's going to keep manipulating you. It's kind of how that cycle works. So, the most powerful weapon in your wheelhouse in there is to say no. Now, again, this video was inspired because every time I get on YouTube, the first thing I see, it's all political stuff, man. It's all politics. And I know there's a lot of people on one side that, they really think Donald Trump is going to be the savior. And there's other sides that hate Donald Trump, and they say anybody but Donald Trump. Those are really the two sides on politics in America right now. But, I got bad news for everybody. Like, I don't think anybody really cares about your interest. It's all about power. And they're the left and the right are both wings of the same bird. So I don't think there's really a win-win situation for anybody. I think it's a lose-lose for everybody, regardless of what happens. The COVID stuff's going to keep pushing, The unemployment's going to keep pushing. The economy is hammered. I don't see that coming back. It's going to take a long time to come back. Now, I'm not saying, regardless of who wins the election, you should be in control of yourself. Regardless of what happens over the course of the next couple of years in terms of the economy and lockdowns and things like that, you should have a certain level of control over yourself, a master of your own destiny. You should still be able to create opportunities for yourself out of, sheer hard work and motivation. But, it's not going to be pretty. That's the truth. So, I know everybody likes to get hooked into all that stuff, the politics, and they like to root for a certain side, but what you got to understand is neither side's rooting for you. You're the only one that can root for you. So you got to keep your head in the game. Tell everybody no. Sometimes you got to tell everybody no. You got to tell your girlfriend no. You got to tell your politicians no. You got to tell your friends no. If they respect you, it'll be okay. You'll move forward. They'll learn to respect you. If they don't respect you, well, you'll find out and you can move on. Move on to the next best thing. Anyways, guys, that's really all I have to talk about tonight. So, I hope everybody stays safe out there. Could be a hectic week, very hectic week, inauguration week. I'll probably upload a video to Rumble about politics because, we can't talk about that stuff here. Should be interesting. Like I said, I hope everybody stays safe. That's all I have for tonight. Until next time, see ya.